Yeah, and that's probably, yeah.
No answer. Maybe should they don't get any lunch?
Call the work session to order. I don't know if we're gonna start with the budget. Process or how we want to do this, so go ahead.
I have one question for Mike, not to do with the budget. And that's just, that, your time will come, no. The stairs, how are we doing on this? I mean, how far are they and how much
So
longer?
what we have left upstairs is the final treasure lake. So what you see there right now is that's the last of the granite. And the concrete contractor is scheduled for this coming Tuesday to start forming the landing. The concrete stairs and the sidewalk. So
So
that's where we're at.
soon.
Soon, yes.
Are we gonna have a party when they're open? Mayor? Are we having a party when the stairs?
We'll
are
cut a
open?
ribbon for Mike.
Okay,
How's that? Hey, that was
that's
easy.
all I got. I don't know about anybody else. Oh. If not, I guess we're gonna start with the city clerk. Before.
I only had one and I think I may have answered it actually, but,
Can we do pages? If we, yeah, just to,
yeah, so like, she's on page 5
yeah,
and I was looking at kind of in relation to all the others, but I wasn't sure with separation pay, how that works.
So I had an employee who left,
Okay,
and so she gets paid out as union for her sick and vacation time that she didn't use. She left earlier than she anticipated, so there was a residual balance.
okay, so we don't really budget for separation pay unless you know somebody's gonna retire.
Right,
And
and I
that's-
knew last year, so I knew to budget for
Okay.
this year, but there's still that little bit left over. She was originally going to retire at the end of October. She
Okay.
ended up retiring. I think the end of July.
Okay. So that's why it's a 0 now, because you're
Right,
not gonna.
No impending retirements.
So for bigger, well, maybe this isn't relevant to you, but for bigger,
Thank you, guys.
bigger departments, I mean, it is interesting how you would try to guess when people are retiring. If you have, you know.
oh, I asked.
Yeah.
They,
people
they,
ask.
okay. So you
Usually
have-
they'll ask a lot of ideas from somebody else in church, unforeseen circumstances. sometimes.
Okay, so it's a good guess.
Yeah.
um. Office equipment,
Yep.
and is that computers? Where's the,
Yeah.
where,
No, office equipment is, I need a new sealer. The sealer I purchased several years ago. I didn't know they had electronic sealers until I went to a conference several years ago and. The villager town Malone said, oh yeah, one's great. Okay. So I called them up, said, well, I will make you have, and I ordered that. I mean, I looked around, off pricing, blah, blah, blah. That was the best priced one. The issue is that we do thousands and thousands a year. And so that machine really was only for 20 weight paper and. You know, it could probably go 20
Gotcha.
weight paper, but my security paper is 24 weight.
right?
So, in speaking with, the manufacturer, they suggested one that can do multiple weights and you can set it each time, so you're not. So if you know you're doing basically 24 weight, you can do it, but let's say then you wanna do, and I'll keep my other one to do the 20 weight, because. I mean, we do a lot of. Everything that comes out of my office is certified. So we're doing thousands a year. It's
So
not
that's
like
the
a
thing.
smaller office. We have the hospital, we have the, nursing homes. So we get the bird, we go out of the births, we go out of the deaths, like we do thousands.
Right, so that's the,
Yeah, like,
the sound,
yeah, when you go by my office and you hear it,
that's the seal.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay. That was my only question.
How's the ambassador working still?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
That's
wait,
the-
that is-
that's-
Yeah, yeah,
that's-
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really only good.
Okay.
The old one
Mhm.
is great. If we wanna get carpal tunnel, it's even better.
So I remember that was one of the first things that, yeah, like when I started out on
Yeah.
my first budget, I think that was the first thing you're
Yeah,
like, I need
yeah.
an ambassador.
But I should have, I had based it on, another municipality who is great, but they probably don't have the same quantity.
A lot of usage.
Yeah, yeah.
You have anything?
Yeah, I was gonna ask a follow-up question about the PC order. Some of the departments didn't have it in the budget for next year, so
Some of them we did, where's Richard, this year?
okay.
Yeah, this year we used some money from this year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think everything's ordered too, right?
Pretty much, I believe we covered it as well as. So that is what we-
I do have one comment, about one of the line items, and that's my contracted services. So you'll see that there's still quite a bit of money left over. I had budgeted last year for the smart code. Well, I had budgeted the year before for smart code to get completed, and I budgeted this year, and it looks like even if it passes, it's gonna be so far into the year that it's, because they have to do seeker, there's a lot of steps to it. It's probably gonna actually be next year. So my contracted services number, if it passes
4430?
next year, will go up considerably.
One,
It's hard to anticipate. It, for all I know, it could go the following year. I don't.
That's helpful, thank you.
so you feel it's gonna go up? You feel it's gonna be more? Is that what you're saying?
It's gonna be considerably more if it passes next year. I mean. Right now it's at, so if you pass a local law, it's
Yeah, yeah.
affects. You know, a very small portion of the code. Which one did we just pass? We just passed one that was very small, and that was $900.
Okay,
So this is, yeah, when I say very small, it probably affected 2 pages.
right.
But if you have to take out the whole appendix, index, the whole portion of the code that it takes out has to be redone, it has to be put back in.
So you're talking about the zoning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
part-
okay.
yeah. And that's all part of our general code. And that all comes out of contracted services.
So Mayor, what's gonna happen if that goes over? Is that gonna end up coming out of the general fund?
This is that's gonna be a one-time thing. It's just a one-time. It's not a yearly, yes, not annual, this is a one-time to get it.
So
We
putting
pay
it in the
for
budget isn't really
Right, now
needed.
we'll be good.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
All right.
thank you. The mayors. Tag, you're it.
Oh, that's you.
I didn't do the budget.
I forget what page this is on.
Or
Oh, there it is. Like, wait. Okay. Wait. Beth, what page is that on?
This was, PC did just a,
Page 4 in our budget.
Did you get that one anymore?
So only for finance.
Oh, I can find it, so.
Yeah. But see how different it looks? See how big that one?
You're a municipal.
This puts it into one of the process, you don't have to skip.
Yeah, he's just doing it from,
From that down, right?
no,
No,
he's just got
from-
common council, so you can take out municipal court, cause they're not in ours. So
Right,
He's just
but
got
so
common council.
why are there so many lines on that one and not on this one? See what I'm
Common
saying?
council, so that's your
That's
salary
true.
stuff, then
That's
don't look at
two.
municipal court,
We still have
then
three.
look at mayor. That's part-
Right,
that's
which is
there.
here,
And then, nope, that's.
finance,
That's
you go
finance.
up one, gotcha. Okay, yep, yep, got
And
it,
then common, yeah.
yep.
I don't know if anyone else has this question, but because I'm new, I asked about what non-pay compensation was, because I wasn't sure. And it's sort of lumped in with people that have insurance buyouts and things like that, so they budget for the people who are getting compensated for not taking insurance. I don't know what else is lumped in with that for non-pay compensation, maybe sick time buyout.
Sick time buyout at the end of the year, anything that's non-worked. Pay,
Right, okay.
college degree, pay, clothing pay, it's kind of.
Okay.
Some departments have those things, some don't. But they were saying across the board that all departments put those non-work pay items into non-pay lines, so.
Okay, yeah.
Our regular pay went down so much this year because we could transfer the planner to community development.
Right.
That's
okay.
why, that's the drop in our regular pay. And that's why, well, community development will have gone up some this year, what they, we transferred that back upstairs.
What is the contract service? For 5,000,
Is that the parish bet for us, or what is
It would
that?
be anything.
Yeah.
That we pay,
Yeah.
trying to think. You pay Eric for that. What? Oh, very good, yeah, and some software that we had to pay the.
Yeah, there's-
Oh,
Multi social sharing
Yeah.
services, there's web services from the county, they'll get that. There's a slew of things that get divided up and put into contract services.
okay.
If you have any costs that you cover for maintenance on equipment or something.
Is Nikon in that too, I would assume? No,
Nikon is a.
Okay.
So. Municipal. Registrations. I didn't put it on there.
Main place for council table would be for the mayor, and then yours would come out of your contracted services for the common council. Business cards, things like that would come out of the contracted services for the common council, if I buy you guys thing. So you can see there's not much, I mean, we don't spend a lot of money.
no, every one of these would go up pretty flat. It was not a lot of change.
Are we all set with the mayors? Cool. Building inspector is next.
It's page 9 in the budget.
I'm just gonna ask, but I don't know if this is, I don't think if this is Joe, but for the licenses and permits, who is that for?
Fair.
I thought it would be Sylvia. It's on page 2. I mean, I had thought it was Sylvia, but I could be wrong. Am I wrong?
Building permit?
Yeah, I mean, all of those.
That's all.
It's revenue.
Good.
So that's all your revenue, right? So, I mean, I'm looking in this. And some of them look like they went down. So I'm just wondering if we anticipate getting having them go down, like we're gonna end up getting less revenue from them?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm happy to try and explain. So building permits, for example, which is 25, 55, that fluctuates every year. So no way to accurately predict exactly what to expect there. This year, taking in more than we expected.
We had a couple large projects.
We have this is like,
Yeah.
still having.
Yeah.
So, that goes up or down. We're usually within, 10,000 one way or another. Well, what you might notice is the 2556, which is building inspection, that's our rental registration program in it. Every third year, when we started it, I believe the initial year was 2020. So that was the year that we had to, we signed everybody up, and that was when everybody paid initially, that was, a high number, and then every third year, those permits are good for 3 years, so every third year, which would be 2024, as an example, that number is much higher. But the law also allows them to pay annually if they want. Not a lot of people do, but some people do, so that number, we still take in fees, the following years, but it's the third year every time, so for 25. Right now, actual is 61,740, so that's obviously much lower than the 266 from last year. But then in 2027, the number will be, somewhere up around where the 2024. Anything else I can help with on the revenue?
I got nothing. I
No, I mean,
got nothing.
looks pretty straightforward.
Help answer my question
Just
on the
like-
non-pay compensation.
Yeah, sure.
So I was gonna ask you about the motor vehicle. There was one, was listing
Yes.
for, yeah, for last year, but nothing for this year.
No, so we got one last year and that rounded out our fleet pretty well.
Okay,
We don't need one for 2026. Every couple of years, we've got 5 vehicles every couple of years, we're trying to update one, so.
They just came up back with the electric car thing.
That's right, yeah.
The electric car grant just came back out, so that'd be something.
So that's something we'll talk about next year for the following year.
Your office supplies went. Stay.
Okay, so office supplies did go up, that's really the only thing that's much different than anything else.
Yeah, everything
And with
is.
that, we're hoping to get another laptop or a vehicle to take into the field. We already have one, and will be helpful for efficiency to have another one. We got a quote on that. So that's why that number's bumped up.
Any other questions for Joe?
I'm good.
good.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
The next one is finance.
Basically, the payment out. Detail something with it, get each line item is pretty good. But this. One pager.
Oh, it's so great that you guys do this every year.
Pardon me?
This is so much easier.
We love
than
this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I think a lot of the companies do that, they list and stuff like that, but ours isn't a giant budget and we do have some large items that cover those. Different cost centers, so it's easy to put this together. The highest expense, of course, from what we have is our payroll, and you do have the detail on that too. By person, and it shows you how we allocate between finance and data processing based on the activity that the people, the customer service take care of during the day for collecting payments. Data processing generates the bills and send them out. But if people in customer service do the collections, we figure about 74% of their time is, you know, based on doing data processing support for collecting. So that's why there's that allocation, and of course, all the detailed expenses are there, if you have any questions about those. And what we put together here for you to see on the screen tonight is the additional budget that we're doing, monitoring for municipal court. We do audit fees as well every year, and that's based on a 5-year contract that we have with our current auditors. We have municipal buildings that we're taking care of as well, numbers wise, between Public Works and our department. Public Works takes a look at getting work done, and we make sure all the bills get paid for it. And then also central data processing is the other piece that combines with finance for the majority of what we do downstairs in our office. I think, is that it, or is there more on the next page, Beth?
Oops, sorry.
Okay, unallocated insurance, there's a very complex calculation I do for that, allocated between funds, and this is the property casualty and liability insurance that we pay for. $100,000 close for large claims. Municipal association dues, that's the one we were just asking about 9 months, but we presented about next year. Judgments and claims, we don't budget for that, because we don't have to pay for any claims, but as you can see, we have paid for some this year, for some very large ones. Taxes on municipal land, there's a lot of discussion going on about that, but this is for the general fund properties only. I think we have probably about $250,000 in total property taxes we pay on properties that are outside the city limits between all funds. But this is just the general funds piece of it. And traffic control, that's the traffic lights, and no, that's just the traffic lights we're billed for from municipal lighting. That's pretty much a stable number that we get each year because the rates don't change in electricity from year. Last year's 11,539, you see budget roughly 11,240.
I noticed your contracted services are
Way down.
way down.
Well, they're way up last year, they're
Okay.
down to a normal level this year. And a little bit abnormal this year because, and I did answer your email, gave you the details, the land you asked about, but I'm sure you haven't seen yet. We have to do GASB 75 analysis, which is our other post-employment benefits for healthcare. They have to be forecasted for the 90 years out that everybody's gonna live. That's a very big number. Every other year we do a weekly report, which gives a detailed number. In 2026, we're doing an interim report, which is only an update to the complete report that was done for 2025. No, excuse me, 2024 was a push. 25. Yeah, 25 is an interim year, and by the time they do that report and bill us for that, we pay that in 26. Now 26 will be a full report once again. That's just forecasting out the 175 million or 120 million, depends on what year it is. Cost that you're seeing over 90 years of the city's gonna pay for it. And then got the Cathedral Group in there, which is property tax printing. That happens every year. Then we have maintenance fees. For things like T-value, amortization software, HVAC, and our county web charges. And then we also have the archive social annual media costs. That is, that's the, it was not 45. Now, the reason it was 30-some thousand, we've had an employee leave and go to the fire department, and we had to cover the front desk. That's we transfer some from the front desk to the available section. So we had a temporary employee in there for most of the year. That's why it was $72,000 last year. And you'll see the difference in the payroll costs, where you see finance is 437, you see central data processing is 292. Just compare it to the budgets that are right there for 25, which are pretty consistent, and you'll see that there's a difference, the payroll went down dramatically, well, not very so.
Is that where the data book is gonna be? The new software or whatever we're
The
improving?
new software for that book service is gonna be down in,
That book, yeah.
contract services and central data processing. Because we keep all of our major software costs down there. You see the software cost there was pretty low last year. That's because I haven't paid, Munis for 2 quarters. Because they're saying, hey, you gotta fix the things that are broken in our system before we're gonna pay you for that. They're complaining that those bills are over a year old. We're complaining that the, tickets we have is they get things fixed are over 2 years old. So that's why that's only 78,000. You can see that we had to do a revised budget this year for additional items that we put in for software such as ClearGov, the operational budgeting piece of that is in there. Next year, we're looking at 150,000, which is a pretty much stable year for all of us, and will include ClearGov. It does not include that book 10,000. We didn't know about that. That's time to in this budget.
Okay.
That new software piece that we're talking about on the agenda tonight is mainly to have an automated system that tracks our debt by payment that everybody got as opposed to having their own worksheet. And that's the only worksheet.
And that's going in this year's. That'll be in this year's actuals for.
Yes.
Okay.
No implementation fee and software costs for next year. So we should adjust that budget for next year by that. For the following insurance. So is that all confusing enough?
No, not at all. This is great.
Yeah.
I like this breakdown.
And it's pretty consistent every year that it happens
Yep.
just that way.
Yep.
What we do isn't really exceptional, it's just, unknown stuff that happens every year.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is really helpful. Boy, our phone system, I'll tell you,
Well.
I feel like every department.
That's
is
not,
like,
it's deceiving, it's not just help, it's all of our IT, it's all of our
Okay.
telecommunications stuff. And, we're putting things in there like. Managed backup, which is backing up servers at the police station to protect the data.
Okay.
It's safety net defender, which is all the sonic costs for the firewalls. And it's also the Google web-based workspace environment cost, $35 a month per user.
Mhm.
It's a big number. And so those are all getting jammed in there for lack of a better place to put them. So we keep them all together because telephone basically is web-based now, just like everything else that the IT people do. So we're keeping all of our web-based costs on that. It should say something more than just telephone. It should say IT and telecommunications problem.
I brought the same thing up last year.
Okay.
Exactly the same thing. Was why the phone bills so, I don't know if you remember, why are they so whacked out?
Oh,
It's a good explanation.
with getting new computers and going back to Microsoft licensing. We'll get rid of a pretty large expense out there for web-based workspace environment. The only thing we have to figure out is what's going to be our SharePoint service for all of the files that we store out on the web. It'll be a difference of instead of paying for it at Google, which is the most expensive out there we hear, we'll be paying for it someplace else under a Microsoft-based product. Casey Buck's doing all that.
Yay, Casey. I don't even think this is yours. I'm gonna ask it because I don't know who to ask. I think I might have asked it last year, but I'm just, okay. Where the cafeteria benefits? You don't have the cafeteria. What are they? I asked that last year.
Yeah, cafeteria plan benefits are basically.
Flex
this.
plan,
It's a
right?
Government program that says you can let your employees set money aside before tax to pay for things like healthcare contributions, pay for things like Aflac disability, to pay for things like co-pays, at your pharmacy. For your prescriptions, or even out-of-pocket costs that our healthcare coverage doesn't cover, like glasses or.
So
That's-
this is much
But
like,
that's not an HSA.
no,
No, it's not an HSA,
Right.
it's a flexible spending plan,
Gotcha.
but it's also. Mostly our healthcare contributions, our employees, so all that gets set aside out of an employee's pay before.
Got it.
Yeah.
I get that, I get that. My husband has something like that. We call it a personal account.
Yep.
For like hearing aids,
We
glasses,
call it
teeth.
flexible spending,
Yeah, you can't even
Okay.
do over the.
Are they
counter.
matched
So
or
that's
is it
flexible.
50%?
it's what match.
Do you match the amount the employee puts in or is it 50%?
There's
No.
no matching on cafeteria except in the department.
Okay.
That $400 aside for each employee and the cafeteria plan that they're allowed to spend on
Mhm.
other medical expenses besides the healthcare coverage. And that's a benefit for them.
Okay,
So, but they feel they're matching for everybody else. The advantage is once again to do it before taxes, save income taxes, spend that money. And if you don't spend it out of the cafeteria flex plans, it does go back into the city pooled expenses for cafeteria costs.
Gotcha. Okay.
We have another. What there for the revenue for the finance office, which is basically all your property taxes, your non-property tax, so parking fees. Which basically is, what the chamberlain fees are for collecting school taxes and those kind of things. Interest that we earn on money, sale of property. And the workers are recoveries and those kind of things. Then there's interfund revenues next. We manage all of these, looking at what the numbers are supposed to be. Obviously, the biggest one is the property taxes, and we look at putting those bills out each year and looking at revenue. It's going up next year to 12 million, 11,902. Just a 2% increase allowable by the tax cap. We get the sales tax projection from the county. That's a big number up there too. And if you roll down to the interfunds, the summary of those becomes a pretty big number. And that's where NLD and water and sewer fund are contributing to the city's overhead in the general fund for shared services that they do within group of companies. Next is state aid, which is the AIM funding that's aids and incentives to municipalities, mortgage taxes. And right now, we don't see any federal income on the horizon.
Well, get me started.
Is that just being conservative? Or is it?
Now, the federal income you saw there, it's a big number, 24, that was the ARPA funding. And we use them to do all the parts. But we had to keep them in the general fund as a there as we transferred it out to pay for costs of being capital projects.
What?
It's a dumb accounting process. That's it, we have to do that. We used all the money in the parks and project and capital projects, but we had to recognize it here. As we cashed in to transfer it over to.
What is the non-taxable block?
What's that?
So there was it's the
Oh, go
sheet
back.
we already went, yeah,
Yeah,
just go back one, yeah.
the non-property tax, that's the biggest number there is sales tax on the top one. That's from, the county. And then we have utility and gross receipts tax, and that's every telecommunication and telephone company within the city has to pay 1% of their revenue. And then the other is cable TV franchise from Spectrum. That's their 1% of their sales they have to pay us.
And the 1%, is that, is that because we own the telephone poles and we're doing? Why?
It's a state law.
State law, okay.
I think you could raise that, but have to appeal to the state. The higher number passed.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the cable TV franchise has been going down each year. This used to be pretty lucrative, about $65,000 a quarter, about Spectrum's business that dropped off, so they should need to drop off based on their revenue. Interest has been very good because of the interest rates in the marketplace. We're still at 3.98 right now.
savings, and we try to use every bit of surplus cash, but so. Much to the dissatisfaction of our community banks programs. Everyone's keep on the checking people so that. So those are the revenue accounts that. Pretty much, we don't create them all, but we manage what happens with most of.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yes. I'm
That's
sure we'll
good.
have a million questions. We'll just keep firing them as we go.
Whatever anybody wants to come in and sit down and go over the budget line by line, if questions, feel free.
And I did ask the questions that I sent in the email tonight, and I tried to ask you ahead, but then asking him here lets everybody sort of know what we were asking.
I appreciate
heads
that.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No other questions?
Nope.
Next.
On the
Thanks, Rick.
library.
So before you go digging in some paperwork,
Thank
you already have,
you.
there's a cheat sheet in there. You may wanna, cross check, but.
Oh.
So I hope you don't mind if I read to you for a few minutes.
You are the library. Just
I know, that's kind of. So good evening, thank you for the opportunity to speak about our budget request tonight. I want to be very clear about where we are, where the library stands, and what is at stake for our community. So for 2026, we are requesting an allocation of $841,922, which is our original board approved budget request. I should point out several members of our library board are here. This reflects the funding necessary to maintain current service levels, to support our staff, meet the needs of community members and families who rely on programs. The mayor's proposed allocation for the library is essentially the same as what we received in 2009 and 2010. In other words, we're operating in 2025 at the same local funding level that we had more than 15 years ago, despite significant increases in costs for technology, utilities, and employee benefits. We're stretching every dollar, but this level of funding no longer provides the services that it. Even with these constraints, we continue to serve approximately 75,000 visitors every year. We provide free programs for all ages, computer and internet access, and a safe and welcoming space for every resident. Many of you have experienced this value firsthand with library users. But beyond books and computers, library plays a human role in our community. We help families facing food insecurity through our food bag partnerships with Plattsburgh Cares. We serve as a haven for people in transition, including those who have just left other offices such as DSS, or who are waiting for transportation and have nowhere else to go. We provide a safe, warm place for people who need connection, especially those with few or no other opportunities to socialize. Some residents would go entire days without meaningful human contact. In 2002, the library employed 18 people. Today we have 13. A loss due to attrition driven by rising costs. Costs have increased only because wages have risen over the past 2 decades, not because we added staff, yet the workload has grown substantially. Art clerks are among the lowest paid staff in the city. One staff member, despite an excellent credit score, has been unable to secure a credit card because of her income. Others have had to consider alternative housing as rents rise year after year while salaries lag behind. We cannot promote qualified staff and we risk losing them. Since 2019, our payroll allocation has increased only 1.2%, while inflation and service needs have risen steadily. As the chartered central library for our region, we must be open to the public at least 55 hours a week to maintain state funding, which requires adequate staffing. Without additional support, we'll not be able to staff our children's room at current levels, directly impacting children and families who rely on this building for safe learning and supervised studies. The mayor's proposed budget does not fund any of our budget requests, including well-deserved, long overdue promotions. Without your support, we will begin the year already behind and will face service reductions and the public will feel it immediately. We're not asking for expansion. We are asking to maintain basic essential services to retain staff, meet legal requirements, maintain a city-owned building used by thousands, and continue serving this community at the level it deserves. Holding the library to a funding level from 15 years ago does not reflect current economic realities or the needs of today's residents. The Plattsburgh Public Library improves quality of life, supports education, connects people to the workforce, provides warmth and safety, strengthens the social fabric of the city. It's one of the few truly public spaces left where every person, regardless of circumstance, can exist without having to buy something, prove something, or defend their right to be there. Thank you for your time and consideration. I'm happy to answer any questions now or in the future as we work together to ensure the library can continue to serve our community. I've included all my contact information there for you. I will stay here as long as you would like to answer any specific questions or clarifications. Thank you for listening.
So since we're a central library, do we get any funds from the county or surrounding counties? And if so, is it on there?
So that is gonna be on the revenue page, which will be up. So where it says CLDA Liberty. Toward the bottom there, 3841. We receive, this year we received, or we will receive 97,257. That comes from New York State, is allocated to our library system, and then they allocate that money to us. It did go up very slightly to 100,000 for next year. So there's one part where we have for the allocation, it's off by a few $1,000 because we're offsetting that with the addition. We use some of that for staffing, of course, and a lot of it for this one. But that's the only, and then LLSA library, which is right above that at 3840. That's an additional amount that all libraries in New York State receive, based on service area, size, all of those things. But I mean, it's really, as you can see, it's a pretty small amount. The grand scheme thing is usually, it's definitely always less than $10,000. State aid general is actually our E-rate fund. So I spend a lot of my time dealing with the E-rate system to get us refunds for our technology costs, which, as I said, have risen tremendously. And it's really kind of eating a lot of our funds that we could be using elsewhere. So it looks like a lot of zeros there. We actually got between $20,000 and $30,000 so far this year back from E-rate. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. State aid, I'm talking about the wrong line. That's the bottom line there. Yeah, so we got 37,546 actually this year. I think we're looking at the right column. The state aid general, that was actually the 15,000 was an energy grant that Alicia, I can't think of Alicia's last name right now.
Bartlett.
Was it?
Bartlett.
Yeah, secured for us through New York State that we haven't spent yet for HVAC. So that's something that's already good.
So to how much of the CLDA goes to your employee?
All of the amount that's on there goes to employment, to salary.
Thanks,
To a-
okay,
that's
so,
all of
yeah.
$100,000.
So all of that,
To-
90,
Yep.
okay.
The rev, is that the interfund revenues? That's 790,000?
That is the city's allocation to the library. So that's the
Okay.
main line that we're talking about. here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So in the packet, if you would like to see the history of the city's allocation, you can see, as I said, we're getting. It doesn't go back, this one doesn't go back as far as 2010. But this goes back to 2014, which is there were a couple of years before that were kind of unusual, but just showing we've not had a substantial increase. You know, obviously we had a dip during the pandemic as well. You know, we were paying fewer staff, things like that. They were furloughed. But we were trying to sort of recover from that and at least get back up to.
Okay. So from a dollar standpoint, you're asking for about 50 more thousand.
That sounds right if that math is working.
Okay.
All of which would go to staff.
Which I think the contract's due this year too.
Sorry.
The contract's gonna be renegotiated this year.
Yeah, and that's not even included here. So we have a union contract that's up for renewal in July. I assume that our staff are going to go on raises. So we're going to have to plan for that. We're going to have to already know we have to adjust our budget midway through the year. And take that money out of our reserve. So
Do you have a reserve?
we do, yes, primarily for matching funds for construction projects. So that's the one, I think the most important use, rainy day fund as well, but we need to have those funds in place so that we can apply. We can't even apply for construction projects if we don't have matching to those projects.
So Ben, did you say we have now 13 people doing what 18 people used to do? And that kind of has been necessary because you can't pay people.
We just can't.
I just think that's a really telling fact. And has your workload decreased?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I would say, you could look at things like circulation statistics or people entering the building, and I would say it's fairly steady over the last, like, we're about the same, 2013 to 2025, which you think for a library, a lot of people think libraries are a dying breed, and they're very much not. It depends on how you look at the usage, but I would say generally speaking, we're serving exactly the same, if not more, patrons every day, and circulating the same amount of items, and now we have e-materials, e-books, audiobooks, all of that stuff. So that's another thing you have to keep into consideration. With a lot of people who don't see the benefit from the library because they come in and get their card and maybe go register to use Libby or whatever, and maybe we don't see it. So there are a lot of folks that aren't coming through the door that are also using it. So residents who live in this. Third question.
When did you have a really good graphic, I'm sorry, in your.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
This is really cool, I have to say. And one of the things that knocked me over was 74,000 library visits. I don't know how many people you had in your house last year, but I.
And we will have we do this at the beginning of the new year, so this was the one that was done in January of this year for 2024, so we'll do another one in January. Imagine you'll see some pretty similar numbers there at the end of the year for sure.
Just something that's really important is the library is a place where people who do not have a place to go get warm, they can go get warm there. In the summertime, they can go get cool there.
We did increase some of these lines. There is more money in the salary line. Some of the money that came off were capital outlay projects. So that did skew some of the numbers. So, I mean, looking at your regular pay, there is some increase in that too. Just to be fair, I mean, we did look at a lot of things. I mean, we were dealing with a $1.3 million deficit when we started this project, and we tried to take things that, again, we're gonna renegotiate this year too, so.
What's the renegotiation process look like? How does that work?
Their union and.
Oh, are you talking about the union negotiation?
Yeah, like what will that do for your budget? Do they?
Chances that, so that will be, the contract is up in July, so we will draft, have a draft of a new contract. We will meet with staff and union representation, ensure that, everything is clearly outlined. And I personally, I anticipate, great relationship with our staff. Our board has a great relationship with all of us. And I anticipate a pretty smooth process. But like I said, our staff are overall some of the lowest paid in the city. And they are going to be asking for contractual raises. It would be unwise of them not to. So, whether that's 1% or 4%, I don't know. I will also say, At no point did I put in any management raises for myself or our assistant director. You know, I'm not trying to sacrifice that for the sake of everybody else and make myself out to be a hero, but I'm just saying we really were just hitting the bare minimum of where it to be, so. You know, I think that, and to be clear as well about what we're adding, if we do increase the payroll line to about 553, 171. That would enable us to hire another full-time clerk as well as give folks who have been promised raises, not by me, like previous. But long overdue wages for positions that require master's degrees. These people have student loan debt, and they're making not very much money. So. And like I said, some great things.
I will make you feel a little bit better. You're not the lowest paid, or even some of the lowest paid. You've got 7 people sitting at this table that are, or 6 people. We basically run this city. We make $10,000 a year.
No.
Any other questions for the library?
Yeah, I had one more. Are we getting every grant we possibly can for the library?
I would love to get more.
Okay.
I would also like to have more capacity to be able to do that. I'm the only one who has time to write grants. I'm doing a lot of other things as well. So.
Could we possibly spin up a project
Hmm.
that would look at grant funding beyond what we already get?
Well, there's a lot of resources out there too, Lake Champlain, Lake George, there's a lot of different resources we can tap into to help us with those things. So.
Can we write Andrew to him?
That's
Well,
that's
Lend-
exactly.
lend-
That's part of the community development too.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, that's what their job is upstairs.
Okay.
okay. I'm a big advocate. Everybody needs to, especially right now, it's outrageous out there. But, I'd like to see where their contract renewal goes, or is that what it, contract renewal? I would
That might
really
be-
like to see,
Still renting, getting books.
definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
definitely.
Thank you.
Those were the last one, that's the last one,
That's it.
so,
Jeez.
We just,
I don't know what time.
Actually,
5:30, wow.
we just took a like little break. I just have that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
all right, we'll call the work order, we'll take a break. We'll start in 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
So whenever Beth is, we're good.
Ready?
Good? Call the city council meeting to order. Please rise and join me in pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, a nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Carlin, could you do the roll, please?
Aaron Hughes,
Here.
Counselor Bond,
Here.
Counselor Evans.
Here.
Counselor Strack, Counselor Talon,
Here.
Counselor Manette, Counselor Colleen.
Here.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the Common Council held on October 16th, 2025 are approved and placed on file among the public records of the city clerk's office.
Moved by Counselor Colleen, second Counselor Evans. Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Colleen.
Yes.
Anyone here this evening would like to do public comment? Come up to the microphone, please. Identify yourself, name and address, record, please.
Sure, I'm Ben Landry. I live at 256 Cornelia Street. And I think you might have materials already that I submitted in request for moving traffic, no parking traffic zone back a little ways from our driveway on Cornelia Street. Our driveway is right where an extra lane to the right opens up where Adam Street is, and the traffic jerks to the right pretty quickly, right in front of our driveway. And twice since we've lived there for the last 6 years, we've had people flip cars. The last one ended up on our front lawn. And the attending officer said, "This is too dangerous. You need more of a buffer back to push that no parking sign zone back a little bit, because it's impossible to see the cars that come pretty quickly jerking to the right in front of our driveway." So I'm asking for I don't know, the planning council, the council to not necessarily approve, but to be apprised of the situation.
You know that we have the zone designate, the traffic zone designation on the.
Yeah. Okay.
It's already been.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Anybody else for public comment this evening?
Council approved the payrolls of the various departments of the city of Plattsburgh for the week ending October 29th, 2025 in the amount of $589,957.83. And the council approved the bills honored by the common council for the weeks ending October 24th, 2025 in the amount of $1,375,848.73. October 31st, 2025 in the amount of $5,404,704.09. And November 7th, 2025 in the amount of $374,999.93.
Taking a breath. That was a good one. Any liaison reports, Councilor Talon?
Yeah, the City Climate Task Force will next be meeting on November 19th, 5 o'clock on the second floor of Clinton County Health Department. And that's all I got.
Thank you. The traffic zone designation, how do we,
They're just on there.
we just leave that on, okay. Perfect.
Item 7.22, authorized budget adjustment, general fund, JAG grant.
Moved by Counselor Colleen, second. Counselor Bond. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Colleen.
Yes.
Carried. Item 7.223, travel request, police department.
Moved by Counselor Bond, second Counselor Evans. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Colleen.
Yes.
Carried. Item 7.224, authorizing MLD to advertise for bids.
Moved by Counselor Talon, second. Counselor Evans. Discussion. Roll
We
call.
skip one?
No.
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 Yes?
Advertising bids.
No.
We're in 7224.
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna
What happened to-
we're advertising, we're gonna award that.
That was the last.
Oh, that's what I thought. All right. Okay.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes,
Counselor Colleen,
Yes,
carried. Item 7.225, authorizing MLD to award bids.
Moved by Counselor Colleen, second Counselor Bond. Discussion. Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
yes,
Counselor Colleen,
yes,
carried. Item 7.226, authorizing MLD to write off unpaid final bills as required by the New York State Department of Public Service Regulations.
Moved by Counselor Bond, second. Counselor Colleen. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
yes,
Counselor Colleen.
yes,
Carried. Item 7.227, authorize MLD to pay the change order for PMLD 2024-10-1, replacement 46-115 KV transmission line construction.
Moved by Counselor Talon, second Counselor Bond. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
yes,
Counselor Colleen.
yes,
Carried. Item 7.228, authorize the mayor to sign the Canadian Pacific Utility Occupancy License for the project at the Plattsburgh train station.
Moved by Counselor Colleen, second. Counselor Evans. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
yes,
Counselor Colleen.
yes,
Carried. Item 7.229, authorize the use of opioid settlement funds to support Champlain Valley Family Center's homeless outreach efforts.
Moved by Counselor Colleen. Second, Counselor Talon. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
yes.
Counselor Colleen.
yes.
I think that's an awesome way to use some of the money. I'm real happy it's a really good resolution.
Item 7.230, authorize acquisition of the debt book core debt management system.
Moved by Counselor Bond, second. Counselor Evans. Discussion. Roll call.
Counselor Bond.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes,
Counselor Colleen.
Yes,
Carried. You have to introduce those two.
All right, 7.231, introduction to local law P3 of 2025. A local law amending the zoning regulations of the city of Plattsburgh to classify the property known as Reeves Lane as central business district with an industrial flight path overlay. Public hearing is set for Thursday, November 20th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
5:30.
Thank you.
What's that?
Did you say
5:30.
Yeah, you don't have to write it.
Okay.
You just have to introduce them.
Okay.
And then state from there.
Okay, 7.232, introduction to local law P4 of 2025, a local law amending chapter 360 zoning of the city code to create an industrial overlay district in the city on lands within county airport flight zone, which is located in city boundaries. 2, to permit industrial uses. 3, to create a scale of development promoting industrial use and maintain the character of existing areas. 4 is to promoting opportunities for more industrial jobs incidental to industrial uses. Public hearing date is set by Thursday, November 20th, 2025 at 5:31 p.m.
And I'm gonna send electronically to the two counselors that aren't here today.
Perfect. Is there any new business to come before the council this evening? I'd like to congratulate 3 people for winning their election. So Counselor Bond, Counselor Evans, and Counselor Talon.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. No reason for an executive session. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Hey, Counselor Bond, second. Counselor Evans. Roll call.
Counselor Vaughn,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Colleen,
Yes.
5:43.